Guys, how's it going? I know I haven't made a video in a long time, well, besides the Uno video and the video a few days ago of me sniping Hickory 232, but decided I'd make a video today because I felt like I needed to make a video because I hadn't made a Red Dead video in a while besides that one, which was 4 minutes long, so it's barely a video at all. I don't consider it a video. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So today I'm gonna be looking at all of the guns in Red Dead. Um, I know I've made videos on this before, but my opinions about this has changed drastically, honestly. When I made that video, I had I'd been playing the game since it came out, but I uh, I hadn't bought most of the guns that I was talking about in online, so I don't feel like I should be able to say that stuff about them. So just gonna go ahead in the gun store and get started. Um, I have all the guns now, like I said, so I'm just gonna go through this. I'm also gonna include the bows and stuff. So starting off with the improved bow. In my opinion, I like it more than the other bow. I don't think there's really what is the difference between the regular bow. I don't think you can't look at the regular bow in here, but it is better than the regular bow. I'm pretty sure. Um, I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure though. I think there's one part of it that's not quite as good as the regular bow, but the improved bow is better than the regular bow. The Lowry revolver, you can only get if you do a specific mission or a specific thing in GTA 5 online. Um, you'll get a notification on your phone or whatever in the game, and you follow these pictures and find the locations. It doesn't take very long. You can probably do it in about an hour or two, maybe. But it's literally the same gun as the Navy revolver, except you get it for free. So if you don't care about what your gun looks like and don't care about customization, go ahead and just do the mission in GTA Online and get the Navy revolver for free. So and then these are the regular navies. I customize them a lot, but they're my primary revolver. They're my favorite revolver in the game. So far at this point. But they are probably they the Navy revolver and the Lamat revolver are pretty. I'd honestly say they're tied for the best revolvers in the game, in my opinion. The Navy has two more shots, well, technically three more shots than the Lamat, or the no, the Lamat has technically three more shots than the Navy. Sorry, but so the Lamat gets points there, but the damage on the navies are more than the Lamats, um, and the range is better, and yeah, fire rate and reload, which honestly isn't very noticeable in my opinion. But the Lamat and navies are both really good guns. If you're looking for to use only revolvers, I would suggest either getting a Lamat or Navy. So yeah, those are the best revolvers in my opinion. High roller revolver, you can get this at only at the one of the what are they called? I can never remember what these are called. Um, Fence. You can get them at the fence. You can only get the high roller revolver at the fence, and you can't do any customization to it. Same with the Lauer revolver. I forgot to say that, but you can't do any customization to it. But it looks the same. It looks good. It's literally the same gun as the double action. I'm not sure what the price difference is from it, but I want to say the this is a little bit cheaper. I don't really know, guys. I bought this a long time ago. I really don't know, honestly. But they're literally the same as the double action. So if you want to get a double action but don't care about customization, if the high roller is cheaper, I would go get the high roller. Cattleman revolvers. You get the Cattleman's. It's your starting weapon. Honestly, they're not that bad, really. I mean, not many people you see using cattlemen's, but they're not that bad. The damage isn't very good, but the fire rate is just a little bit less than the high roller, or well, than the double actions basically. But they're they're a little bit worse than the cattlemen's. Wait, honestly, yeah, the damage and the range isn't as good on the cattlemen's than the double actions, but the double actions have better fire rate and reload, but not much difference there, honestly. But the double action is also a good gun for a starting weapon. The double action is pretty good, unless you can afford the navy. Because I'm pretty sure you can get the navy starting off. Honestly, I don't know when you can get the navy. I'm pretty sure you can get unlock the you unlock the navy pretty early on though. But so the double action is pretty good starting weapon. For starting weapons, I'd suggest either the double action or the Schofield. I started off with the Schofield. I bought double actions later on, but I mostly just bought them just to have them. I don't really use them that much. But yeah, double actions relatively decent. Cattleman and double action aren't very are pretty similar. Um, when it comes to stats. Schofield revolver. Schofield was my first gun. I love this gun. I use it. It's my favorite gun in story to use. I, I just love the looks of it, and it's great. I love this gun. I would use it all the time, but the Navy is better. But so yeah, I use the Navy. But this is a great starting gun. If you're just starting the game and you're looking for a new gun, get the Schofield. It's a great gun. Moving on, the Volcanics. Volcanics. The damage on the Volcanics is the best damage when it comes to uh, I guess handguns besides sawed-offs. I'm pretty sure. Honestly, I don't know. Let me see what the damage on sawed-offs are. Yeah, the damage on sawed-offs are the best. But under that, it's Volcanics. The Volcanic I really don't use at all. I I bought it a while back, but I used it for a little while, but it's not really for me. It does pretty good damage, and the fire rate and the fire rate's better than the sawed off, but it's not a very fast fire rate. If you uh, if you want a gun that has relatively decent damage and that has more than 2 shots, like the sawed off, then you might like this gun. Not sure of exactly how many shots it has because I don't use it very often, but it has more shots than the sawed-off. But semi-auto pistol. The semi-auto is, I would say, the second best pistol. I prefer the Mauser when it comes to pistols, but I don't really use pistols that much. I've used them before. I use them every once in a while, but I just consider them griefer guns, so I choose not to use them. So, but the semi-auto is a decent pistol. But if you're gonna use a pistol, use a Mauser. Mausers are better. Yeah. And then Mausers, like I said, they're the better pistol. If you're gonna get a pistol, I would get a Mauser. Okay, moving on to more stuff that I know about, or that I can say better on. Evans repeater. Now, in my first video, this is a big part of the reason why I made a new video. In my first video, I talked a lot of trash about the Evans repeater. And I really, I shouldn't have said that stuff because I had not used the Evans at all. Um, the Evans holds 26 shots, unlike the Lancaster, which only holds 14, I think 15, something like that. But as you can see, uh, the Evans has stats aren't quite as good on it, but it's really by not very much. And honestly, the range isn't as good on it, which you can tell that when you fire it. But I the Lancaster, if you're using a repeater for close range, like um, the new bounty mission, there's a lot of close range stuff going on. The Evans repeater is great for it. If you're using a repeater for longer range, um, use the Lancaster. But besides that, I mostly use the Evans now. Mm, it's got 26 shots instead of 15, and that's big. Um, so yeah, I mostly use the Evans now. The Evans is a great repeater. Um, but it really depends on range. If you're looking for something that has more range, honestly, as a starting repeater, I still suggest the Lancaster because because of the range, and the Evans doesn't have as good range. But you can mostly just get by with just having the Lancaster as a rifle in the beginning, honestly. But later on, you might want to get the Evans. The carbine. The carbine is obviously your starting rifle. You probably know that, or your starting repeater, whatever. It's one of your first guns you get. Well, you get the carbine, and you get the why can I not think right now? You get the cattleman. Yeah, you get the carbine and the cattleman. It's what you start off with. Um, I don't use the carbine very much. I actually, no, I really haven't used it since I bought the Lancaster, which I bought the Lancaster pretty early on. Um, as you can see with the stats right now, it's just it doesn't compare at all with the Evans or the Lancaster. It's got a little more damage than the well, it's got more damage than the Evans and the Lancaster, but besides that, the stats are just terrible. But yeah, I'd really just get a Lancaster as soon as possible. Which honestly, I think they cost like 240 or something like that. It takes a little while to save up, but get a Lancaster. Um, Litchfields. Litchfield, I also recently got a Litchfield. I used it for a good while. Honestly, I really liked it, and I still use it sometimes. The uh, the accuracy is not quite as good, and the range isn't quite as good either as the Lancaster or Evans, but that was my only problem with it really. I couldn't shoot very long range, and it took a while for the reticle to close in. But besides that, it's great. It's got really good damage, as you can see. It's got the highest damage out of all the repeaters, and that's why I liked it. It was great for close combat, and honestly, it's great. It's good for long range too. If you just sit and wait for the reticle to close, which it really does take a little bit. Okay, the elephant rifle. Um, don't get it. It's really not worth it. I know the damage is super high, but and it's huge. It's like really big. It's one of the it's probably the largest weapon in Red Dead that you can carry. Um, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. I think it costs like $400 or something crazy like that. But don't get it. Don't save up for it. It's really not worth it. Don't get it. It's okay. Um, it's just the reload speed is way too long. The accuracy is total crap. The range is nothing at all. It only holds 2 shots, but and the reload takes too long. But the only good thing it has for it is the damage. But for me, the elephant rifle just isn't worth it. And I can talk bad about the elephant because I used it for a good while after the naturalist role came out. So trust me there. The varmint rifle. The varmint rifle is good for hunting when it comes to taking out little animals. If you're, I wouldn't suggest this as a starter weapon, obviously. But if you're a good ways in and you have money to spare, and you like hunting and you consider that a primary source of income for your character, then I I would suggest getting the varmint because you can take out smaller animals better, and this is the only way. Well, one of the easiest ways to get a 3-star, like rabbit or squirrel, bird, stuff like that. Springfield rifle. Springfield rifle is pretty good rifle, honestly. Not quite as good as a rifle as the bolt action. Well, it's not as fast as the bolt action, but the damage is pretty good, and honestly, it's cheaper than the Carcano or the rolling block. And if you're looking for a good sniper, I would, even though the accuracy isn't very good, as like right there, and the range isn't very good either. But I've used it as a sniper before I got any snipers, and it worked pretty well, honestly. Yeah, it worked pretty well. Just put a scope on there and change up the components a little bit. Upgrade your components, I mean, and it'll work as a good sniper, honestly. But it's good for just a regular rifle, anyways. The bolt action. The bolt action is great against other players. The damage is pretty good. The fire rate's pretty good. It only holds 5 shots, but it can take down another player in probably um, 2 or 3. But I haven't used it in a little bit, but I used to use it a lot. I really love this rifle. It's a really good rifle. If you're looking for a rifle, you already have the Lancaster, get the bolt action. Don't wait a little bit for the Springfield unless you're looking for a sniper, which honestly you don't really need a sniper at all. But if you're looking for a rifle, get the bolt action. But first get the Lancaster. Yeah, make sure you have a Lancaster. Lancaster, it you're gonna want the Lancaster in this game. The rolling block rifle. The rolling block, it's the second best sniper, I'd say, honestly. It really depends, honestly. Um, the damage is better than the Carcano, um, but the Carcano has better reload, faster reload speeds, and fire rate, which I'm pretty sure most people know that, but even so, I'm just gonna say it because, yeah. But it the rolling block is better with damage. It's better with damage. If you're okay with waiting a little bit to reload and firing relatively slow, which honestly it's a decent rifle. If you've played story, you've used this before, herding cattle with John. It's a pretty decent rifle on it. It's a decent sniper. It's got better damage than the Carcano. That's all it's got against the Carcano, honestly. The Carcano. The Carcano is, in my opinion, the best sniper in the game. It's it makes up for the damage, in my opinion, against the rolling block with its reload speed and fire rate. Um, you can reload pretty quick, and the fire rate is good for a sniper. I mean, yeah, and honestly, you can use it in close combat too and take out people pretty quick. I mean, you can't aim, you'll have to fire from the hip because if you aim, you're gonna be looking way too close up to have any chance against them. But yeah. Moving on, rare shotgun. The rare shotgun is literally exactly the same as the double barrel shotgun. The the only reason the stats are different on my screen is because I have the double barrel shotgun leveled up. Unless you like how the rare shotgun looks, don't get the rare shotgun. It's literally the double barrel shotgun. Um, moving on, sawed-off shotgun. Sawed-off shotgun is a great. Uh, it's like I said before, it's got the highest damage for a sidearm. Um, only holds 2 shots, but if you dual wield, that's 4. Um, got great damage. Fire rate's decent. Um, I don't use it very much, but when I used it at a few points, and it's pretty good for close combat. But I honestly would suggest using a revolver when it comes to your sidearms because I mean you could have like a sawed off and a navy or a sawed off and a Lamat or something like that. But honestly, the Lamats, I didn't mention this, I don't know why, but the Lamats have a buckshot, which it's a shotgun slug. Um, so that you can switch between uh, uh, just a regular revolver and a shotgun slug. and you only have one shot for the shotgun, but it's pretty cool. But you could use like a sawed off and a revolver or something, but I wouldn't suggest just using double actions, or not double actions, sawed offs. Sorry, I wouldn't suggest just using sawed offs because you can't really use them with range at all. The range with distance, you can't fire somebody from a long, you can't shoot somebody from a long distance with sawed offs. Double barrel shotgun. I basically already talked about that. I didn't really talk about it. I sort of talked about it, but it is probably the worst shotgun. I hate to say it like that. It's a decent. I wouldn't buy the double barrel, honestly. I don't know exactly when you unlock the pump, but if you feel like you need a shotgun early on when you don't have the pump unlocked, you can go ahead and get a double barrel. But I would just go ahead and suggesting waiting until you can unlock a pump action and get a pump action, because I know people who still use the pump action, uh, and they're like really high levels, well, relatively high levels, and they have some of the better shotguns unlocked. The pump action you'll be using even when you're really high level. So the pump action is your gun. Your shotgun you should be saving up for. Um, Semi-auto shotgun. The semi-auto shotgun is the fastest firing shotgun in the game. I don't use it because the damage isn't that great. Well, I mean, it's not very different from the pump and the repeating shotgun, but I prefer the pump and the repeating shotgun because I feel like there is a difference. But whatever. It's really more what you prefer. The semi-auto, it's got slower reloads. It's got uh, worse accuracy. I just prefer the repeating shotgun to the pump. Moving on to the repeating shotgun. This is the shotgun I use. It's got the same damage as the pump. I think it's got a little bit less damage, but not very much, honestly. It's a repeating shotgun, so it's a lot faster firing than the pump. It's not faster firing than the semi-auto, but it's second fastest firing, and it's got around the same damage as the pump. So it's a pretty good shotgun. It's the shotgun that I use and would suggest you getting eventually and using. But again, guys, all of this is just me telling you about these. I have suggested getting a few of these, but most of this is really your opinion, I guess, what you prefer. Um, I mean, I would suggest getting a Lamat. The Lamat is, or not a Lamat, Lancaster. I really would suggest getting a Lancaster. Lancaster is a gun that everybody uses. I don't know anybody who doesn't use the Lancaster. It's a very key gun, I guess, to the game. You're gonna need it at some point. You're gonna want it. But I'm probably gonna make a video soon. Another video really soon about the new bounty hunter role and the new outlaw pass. Which not too many people are happy about it in general, but it's in my opinion it's pretty good, or it's decent. It's decent. I'm not necessarily happy that Rockstar did a role addition, in addition to an already added role. In my opinion, I don't like that, but I do like what they added, but I'll talk about that more in the next video. Again, guys, like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. See you guys in the next video.